Hey guys, CyberKicks here, and I'm here with you today with some more Infinite Crisis closed beta coverage.
Searching. Match located.
Let's find a match here. Today I will be beginning my many rundowns of different champions in the game. Today I will be presenting Gaslight Batman to you. I'm going to use semi-standard invulnerability and Gaslight Batman's Supreme Surveillance Camera.
I made my parents a promise, and I will keep it.
And I've got my fancy Samurai Gaslight Batman skin to show off to you all. I think that skin looks awesome. Just saying. Can't lie, the skins they put out so far, although few, are really cool. Alright, on my team we've got a Poison Ivy, a Joker, a Gaslight Batman, I'm Gaslight Batman, duh, a Nightmare Batman, and a Cyborg. Guess we are the Red Brigade against the Blue Legion. It's cool to have things more than just Blue Team and Purple Team.
10 seconds until the champion.
Somebody over there, Cert, the other team, he's not ready. Darn Cert, why can't you be ready? So I'll be going over, in these series of videos detailing different champions, I'll be going over,
Launch in 5 seconds.
each of their abilities, how they work, and some of the recommended items for them as the game is played. So, Gaslight Batman is a carry champion. He's an attack damage carry, which basically, for those of you that don't know, means that he is meant to deal a ton of damage, but he's got no defenses. So as we'll see here in a second, his intro theme is swinging on a bat line and flicking out his Sonic-like guns. So, for starting items, I'm going to pick up a Lobo's Chain. It adds simply 10 attack damage, and I'm also going to pick up a Coda Blade, which also adds 10 attack damage. We'll be upgrading those two items a bit. So Gaslight Batman's passive is Echoes. His basic attacks apply echoes to his targets for 4 seconds. Those targets are revealed on the map and take an additional 5% damage from his skills, which is really interesting, especially on maps like Coast City, which unfortunately I don't have access to, but where map awareness is key to everything. His Q is called Sonic Batarang, which is what I will pick up now. Sonic Batarang throws out a Batarang, dealing at the start 103 attack damage to the first enemy it hits. Then it will bounce to 2 more enemies, dealing 20% less damage each time. So if you hit an foe with your echoes from your passive, it will bounce to those targets before any other targets. And I will have a prime example of that as soon as I meet an enemy champion in battle. Chase him down, trooper. Doomsday's got a car, suckers. Alright. Here I go, strolling down the street. See me strolling. I don't like that. There, did you see that? That bounced. I'm trying not to use my other abilities here because I have not gone into detail about them just yet. Anyways, his E, I will skip over his W for now. His E is a power dash. It dashes him forward as you just saw there, and deals 75 starting power damage to enemies it collides with. So that can be really useful for getting into fights or getting out of fights. Seeing as how there's a damage bonus, it can really be used to engage into a team fight, although I'm not sure why an ADC would ever want to necessarily get into the fray, but in a pinch, he does his job. So we're back to purchase the second level of Lobo's Chain. Next we'll be purchasing the second level of Coda's Blade, as we head up towards this point. Moving on, Gaslight Batman's W is Sonic Shell. It costs 45 will at first rank. He throws a Sonic Shell that explodes when it reaches max range, or when the ability is triggered a second time. Enemies in the area of effect are dealt 65 power damage, and of course echoes are applied to them. So using that first and then hitting a Sonic Batarang is never a bad idea. I'll show you here. I can throw it out, and when it gets to full range, it explodes. And in 7 seconds, I can show you an example of throwing it out and blowing it up half range by simply activating the ability a second time.
An ally is ferocious.
Yes.
Double kill.
Now leveling up,
Enemy defeated.
the passive echoes will increase the damage bonus
Control point neutralized.
gifted, so at maximum rank you'll get an additional 20% damage from all your abilities onto targets that have echoes on them, which is great because the extra power damage on a carry is awesome to have. And of course, this Sonic Batarang will increase in damage and the amount of times that it bounces. See that now that I've upgraded it to rank 3, it will bounce 3 times rather than just 2 for the second rank.
The enemy has captured the gas station. Ally control point neutralized.
I'm going to get killed, but that's okay.
Captured the sub.
It happens. So we're going to grab the second level of Coda's Blade and the third level of Coda's Blade, which applies 10 attack penetration, which pierces through armor-related things.
The bridge. The enemy has captured the
Gaslight Batman's ultimate ability is called Bat Scream for 150 will and an 85-second cooldown. Gaslight Batman fires a sonic blast. Now this blast will travel the length of the battlefield. So if I use it right here, right now, there it goes across the entire battlefield to hit Doomsday there, and those cars there, and those minions there. It travels the entire length of the battlefield, and it deals 385 power damage to each enemy.
ally control point.
Each successive damage, down to a minimum of 50%, is reduced by 10%. So the more people you hit, the less powerful it is. So your first target will take maximum damage.
Justice will be done.
Then your next target will take 90%, 80%, 70%, and so on until you get to 50%, which is where it
75% health.
maxes out on.
Enemy defeated.
Oh! Couldn't get out of there quick enough. Almost got the power dash off. Not quite.
We have captured the subway.
So we're going to ping a little. The orbital cannon is online, and this game is quite close. So this orbital cannon capture is going to be a key point to this game. Continuing on, you can see that Lobo's Chain now adds a little bit of health. So, although health is not a focus,
Criminals will always fear the shadows.
it's never a bad thing to have a little bit of health on your AD carry. Not much. You really want all damage. Oh, here comes a super minion.
Enemy allied control point neutralized.
We seem to be losing now. That's disappointing.
Captured Wayne Tower.
On my way.
Up we go to this top point, though.
Our power
So, Gaslight Batman's default skin looks like an old, just like out of the book Gaslight, looks like an old, oh, I'm trying to get that on Wonder Woman. As I was saying, the default Batman skin looks like an old, he's got goggles on, he's an old kind of, scientist
Wayne Tower.
type looking character. He's got, goggles and kind of like a gas mask looking device on. As I said before in one of my previous videos, the Gaslight characters in this game are based off of an alternate universe DC Comics thing called Gaslight, and it was based off of this book called Gaslight, book and movie called Gaslight. It had the same kind of theme. It took place in Europe, and in the comics, Batman goes to Europe and finds that his family is ruined, and they change the story around, so he becomes Gaslight Batman and acts quite a bit differently than your normal everyday Batman. And that is a alternate universe, which they don't do very much, so it was kind of a unique one-time thing. Because typically, alternate realities are a thing in DC Universe, but not really things where it completely changes the story of the character. So if I'll zoom in on this character for you, you can see Samurai Gaslight Batman looks like a samurai. He's got a couple of flags on him. And I can dance here. And he's dancing, not really like a samurai would dance. He's kind of got the incognito thing going on, and we got a fight brewing. Oh! I'm gonna grab this health if it's here. It's not. I'm gonna try a quick recall. There was no way we could have won that fight. I'm surprised they didn't just take me out then and there. But here we go to Coda Blade rank 4 for his next item. Targets hit by your basic attacks have healing and regeneration reduced by 50% for 1.5 seconds, and you get the extra armor penetration. And we're also going to pick up the third rank of Lobo's Chain, which is some extra health and attack damage. Next we'll be buying the next rank of Lobo's Chain, which has some additional bonuses for us. Looks like our team got the dual shot of the orbital cannon online, which is great. So as you can see, with all this attack damage stacked, Gaslight Batman really is taking out minions like they're pieces of cake. He's one or two shotting minions, and he should be able to do effective damage to Batman if he decides to come over here. He goes down, and I'm going to do a quick recall back to base to heal up. So next I want to show off, oh here we go, Lobo's Chain 4, some extra health and attack damage, and basic attacks on attack carrier, slow your target's movement speed by 10% for 1.5 seconds, 7% slow for range basic attacks, and it stacks 3 times, which can be incredibly useful, which would result in a total of 21% range slow, or 30% melee attack slow. So here we have the super secret upgraded special power exclusive to Gaslight Batman is the surveillance camera. Now normal characters can use the surveillance camera just fine, but when Gaslight Batman uses it, it can be placed at a longer range and has increased sight distance. So normally, surveillance camera can be placed in any place on the map and allows you to reveal that area of the map for a few seconds. But Gaslight Batman's surveillance camera has 3 charges and lasts for 90 seconds, and even reveals opponent surveillance cameras. So I can place one right here on that movement thing, and I can throw one up over here on this movement thing once it cools down in a couple of seconds. And you can only have 2 on the battlefield at once, but the 3rd charge is in case one of them runs out, and you can reuse another one before going back to base. Oh, fight with Batman, just barely lost that one. That was a really close fight. Gaslight Batman's ultimate isn't particularly useful on simply one champion. He's more of a global ultimate thing to knock out champions with low health in a laning map, whereas this is a round map, so using his ultimate didn't really help me a great deal in that fight. If I were fighting like 2 or 3 or 4 people in a team fight or something, my ultimate would have been more useful because I could have hit all of them in the fight, causing a great deal more of damage. So the orbital cannon's triple shot is coming back online here. And while we wait for that, I will head into the jungle. La-di-da, it's online. And I will zoom into my character and I can show you some of the other things. You can see his joke, he drops.
Ally control point neutralized. Enemy defeated.
Very well.
I believe Batman is stealth. I don't want to get caught off guard here.
Enemy defeated.
The scream!
You have defeated an enemy.
I've defeated him, but I'm afraid that somebody's going to come get me over here. So I'm going to have to be careful.
Wayne Tower.
So he says his joke, he fools around, does some gun flipping, and then drops his gun. Like a typical marksman with little experience would tend to do. And that team fight takes me down pretty easily. So our next item is going to be Deathstroke's Claymore. It's got 25 attack damage and 15% attack speed. So attack speed and attack damage are your most important things on an AD carry. AD standing for attack damage, like Gaslight Batman. The attack speed is very useful because if you combine... Oh, Doomsday Glitch. If you combine attack damage with attack speed, you're going to get really hard-hitting attacks really, really fast. So after all that, we lost control of the orbital cannon, which overall stinks. But I'm to the point where I can one-shot a lot of minions, so that'll help farm a lot. And here come our meteor strikes. And I'm going to show off Gaslight Batman's taunt.
Ally control point neutralized.
I believe you do not belong here.
He says, I believe you do not belong here.
I believe in Gotham City, and I believe you.
And he believes in Gotham City. His joke wasn't really a joke, he just kind of dropped his stuff. I think it would have been cooler if he just had a real joke going, but I guess Gaslight Batman likes to take things seriously. However serious you can take things on a battlefield, I'm not sure. Here comes Shazam. I still got him on a bounce, which is nice.
Ally defeated.
A
The enemy has captured Wayne Tower.
Let's fly.
My partner in crime got killed, so I'm gonna hit the run from that. I'm gonna go down too. There was really 2 against 1. Not a great deal you can do. But I'm not really trying this game anyways. I'm more so focusing on showing off Gaslight Batman's builds and such. So we pick up Deathstrokes Claymore's second tier, which is extra attack damage, extra attack speed, and Slayer, which deals 5% of your target's current health as bonus power damage on my basic attacks. And next we'll be picking up a Mega Rod. We'll get to that when we get to that. This game is interesting because they're, rather than buying huge items with smaller items that you could buy alone, it's the same item, simply getting upgraded. Doomsday looks like he went into his ultimate there. And Wonder Woman was definitely building tank, as she should. This game has been really close the entire time. We're only winning by 25. Not even. Yes, 27 points. Which is nothing, if you think about it, in a 500-point game. I'm going to stay back in the stealth pad, and if he gets attacked, that's when I'm going in. Because it's not good to represent having a lot of people there. Winning this team fight is going to be critical. And now that all 5 of us are here, we should be able to take this massive shot of the orbital cannon into our hands. I'm going to follow the super minions. Oh, that was weird. I may be killed on this one. I believe I will be. There's no sense in... Here comes Cyborg. Oh, but here comes Batman, so yeah, if Batman hadn't showed up, there was a chance. Anyway, I'm going to pick up a Mega Rod. It's got 10 attack damage, 10 attack speed. And your basic attacks explode with Shockwave 1, dealing 10% of your total attack damage to other enemies nearby. Which is awesome because the higher your attack damage is on a carry, the more damage that's going to be dealing. So now my basic attacks apply slow, make my opponent's healing less, take extra area of effect damage, and take 5% of my target's bonus health. Whoa! Jeez! I have never had a game long enough where this were to happen. The entire middle of the map just blew up in an incredible awe of fire. That is amazing. Props to Turbine Entertainment for making such a great, massive online battle arena game.
Justice will be done.
Doomsday is playing chicken to keep that point under wraps, but it looks like the game's going in our favor at this point. Seeing as how that last shot was huge, those super minions, and we captured quite a few points, so this should be a win for us. I wonder if there are any other things I'm missing. We went over Joke and Taunt and Dance. I guess I could show off the Dance a little bit more.
Ally control point neutralized. We've captured the subway.
Zooming in and out of your character is quick and easy, so showing off this stuff ain't too bad. The Sonic Boomerang, his Sonic Shell, his Bat Flight, and of course, the ultimate ability, Bat Scream.
An ally is unstoppable. devastation. Double kill.
I want to see if it hits this point. There it goes.
Ally is dominated.
And that is the game. Thank you for watching my Infinite Crisis closed beta coverage Gaslight Batman feature video. If you'd like to see more on Gaslight Batman later, I will definitely have, when Coast City is released for play, I will definitely be doing all of these champion spotlight videos again to get a feel for how they're played in the competitive laning, which is classic MOBA type battles. So, regardless of that, that was my Gaslight Batman Gotham Heights feature video. I'll have plenty more hero feature videos for you all this week and all next week and the weeks to come, as new heroes are released and such down the line. I'll have new videos for those. And if there's a specific hero you'd like to see made a video of, just let me know in the comments or on Facebook or on Twitter or anything, and I'll make sure to do that one for you lickety-split. So yeah, leave a like, leave a comment, leave a subscribe. Do you like Gaslight Batman? If you already play Infinite Crisis, what do you think of Gaslight Batman? If you don't, what do you think of the concept? Is he a cool type of Batman character? Does he deserve to be in this type of game? Let me know. So, subscribe to stay tuned for more Infinite Crisis closed beta coverage, and more of everything else.